So now, I'm Nirvair Khalsa, and here we are in the month of April, and spring is happening. And now it's time for us to, it's a great time of year to actually, to examine oneself so we can really get ready for this transition through these seasons. There is when I was thinking about this Kriya that we're going to do today, which is called Kriya for self-assessment, which comes out of our wonderful level 2 teacher training lifestyles and life cycles course that we'll be teaching this summer. I'll be teaching along with Jagat Guru from Midi Pidi Academy, and Sat City, the Australian who's been in Los Angeles. Will be teaching this together. So I was looking through about what Kriyas that I could share with you that would be really appropriate for this time of year. And of course, ones that I want to do myself. There's a big selfish element to all these videos is, oh good, I get to try this one out, even if I have done it before. So, I was thinking about this Kriya, and the words that came to mind is know thyself, which is very interesting because this goes back to my college philosophy days when thinking about, because this was of course written, this is one of the things written on one of the aphorisms from Delphi, from the Temple of Apollo. And I was thinking about it, and it has a couple of different meanings, and that is, which I thought was very appropriate. It was interpreted as, know your place as you're coming into the temple, be humble, that kind of thing, and know exactly what your place is in the world. And the other part was that don't worry about what anybody else thinks about you. Be true to your own self. And so it's kind of like what I thought was, it's kind of like these two ages, the Piscean ages. Where at first of all, your knowledge came from your belief system and the exact slot that society and everything else wanted to put you in. And the Aquarian age, where people are more self-sovereign, and that is, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, I'm going to be true to myself. I thought it was kind of interesting. Although, what Yogi Bhajan's philosophy, actually you can see little bits of the roots of Greek philosophy in it. He was particularly talked about virtues, the whole Platonic idea, and those dialogues that Plato wrote about with Socrates. And Socrates himself talked about this idea of know thyself, in the fact that he was having a conversation with someone who's saying, there's no reason for me to study mythology, to understand that. It's more, if I don't understand myself, how can I understand that? Which is kind of an interesting idea. And that's evolved into this idea that to understand what's happening on the outside of you, you have to understand what's inside of you. Your emotions, your reactions, and to integrate the inner parts of yourself with the outer part of yourself as well. And so this is a fantastic Kriya for knowing thyself. There's 3 parts to it. We're going to do each part for 3 minutes, so 9 minutes total. You could extend it to 33 minutes if you'd like to. And that is 11 minutes for each part, but we're going to do 3 minutes for each part. And this first part is for inner balance, right? Balance being what yogis do, but inner balance within your own self. And the second part is for this idea of, inner knowing, or for inner projection. And the third part, inner strength. And so the whole thing put together is something for you for self-understanding, to know thyself, but also to bring yourself into that yogic state in regards to your projection, in regards to your strength and how that manifests, in regards to, all different parts of you. So We'll start with the tune-in mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo, and we'll chant that through 3 times, with a deep breath for each repetition. Someone just asked me about that. Gee, we do that before class, but do I have to do that before my personal practice? And the answer is absolutely. You have to tune yourself in and get yourself into that frequency, because who is the best student that you're ever going to teach? And that is going to be you. So yes, we use the tune-in mantra Om Namo Gurudev Namo before personal practice. And in this very first part, what you're going to do is you're going to start with your hands together in prayer pose, and then you're going to kind of slide your left hand up so the right hand is down, just kind of right with the fingertips near the wrist. And then you bring this down in front of yourself like this, neck lock, eyes closed, with slow deep breathing for 3 minutes. It's really interesting because what you want to do is this, right? Partly because I'm so used to doing it, but this, like when you go into your inner world and it feels like you're off balance. And that's a lot how Kundalini Yoga works from my perception anyway, is that it kind of puts you off so that you can bring yourself back into a state of balance yourself. So we'll do that for 3 minutes. And then the second part, you're going to take your thumbs and you're going to place them right in this kind of hollow point where your eyes are. And don't press too hard. And then bring your hands together, heels and the hands together, eyes closed, focused at the brow point, and we'll do slow deep breathing here. There's a tendency to kind of drop the head during this part, but keep it up and keep your head in neck lock. It's actually very, it's kind of lovely, spacious kind of place to be in. So we'll do that for 3 minutes. And the last part, you're going to place your hands on the heart center, okay? And so right at the sternum area, and you're going to press really hard, right? So you're going to press hard, maximum force. I mean, not so that you're like shaking and sweating, but a really, really strong feeling. Left down, right over the top, and you'll press, eyes closed, focused at the brow point for 3 minutes. And so 9 minutes total. I'm looking forward to this. I did this morning, and I really, really, really liked the feeling that was created once I was done. And I'm really looking forward to the journey, because each one of these Kriyas provide me with a journey exactly to see how the technique works and exactly how it takes me in those subtle realms. But the idea is know yourself so that you can be of service to students, to friends, to family. This is the idea of being a teacher. We're in level 3 now, which is we're doing an alpha group this summer, and level 3 teacher training in Kundalini Yoga, as taught by Yogi Bhajan, will debut in its full glory next summer. And we've been working on this for years now, and one of these important elements is seva, or service, this idea of service. And my feeling and my understanding it, as I've studied this more and we've talked together in these small peer groups and other groups about it, has really expanded. The idea is that, my idea now is that service is not so much what you do, service is who you are. And how you serve, what your seva is, almost chooses you. And so, since you love Kundalini Yoga, and since you are a teacher probably, or thinking about being a teacher, you really want to be of service to your students and to humanity. It's choosing you. But to really be genuine and authentic within yourself, you have to know yourself. So this is a great way of bringing yourself into balance, into that yogic state, and to have this whole exercise in inner assessment. So, thanks. Let's have fun together in April. Sat Nam.